We started from scratch with a clear vision to design, build, shape, and craft a commercial vehicle that works like never before. We listened to commercial customers, focused on their needs like never before. Then we engineered, constructed, and tested like, you guessed it, never before. Because only when you think like never before can you create something that works like never before. Practical, economic, innovative than ever. The all-new Crafter, like never before. The new Crafter, the new dimension.
An impressive project and a completely new vehicle, the all-new Crafter. With that, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the International Press World Premiere. I'm Alexander von Lingen, and it is my privilege today to be your moderator today, to accompany here today when we make the Crafter visible for you. And we're doing that in this steelworks, which is more than 100 years old, and I think this is the perfect place to present the all-new Crafter. Everyone is eagerly awaiting the all-new Crafter, and we're going to unveil it here today. You can experience all its facets. You are going to learn more about this vehicle, and one person is going to tell us about the history of the creation of the all-new Crafter. He was responsible for the overall development. He was involved in development, in fact, from the first line on the drawing board until it touched the asphalt for the first time. The father of the Crafter. Please welcome the CEO of Volkswagen Commercial Vehicles, Dr. Eckhard Scholz. Dr. Scholz, welcome. And congratulations on your baby. It's a special day today, isn't it? Absolutely. And with that also, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward to this day. It is, in fact, a very special day indeed. We're feeling it. Everyone has worked hard for this day, and we know we've still got a long way to go. Now, we just heard in the video, like never before. That's the claim. What makes this project so impressive, and what makes the new Crafter so special? Well, you see, we have a lot of experience in this segment. I mean, we've been involved in this segment for the past 40 years. And actually, we created the CD van segment, and nevertheless, we now had an opportunity to revise this vehicle from the ground up, to re-engineer it from scratch, to ensure that it is tailored to our customers' needs. And that's different from what you normally do. Normally, you have a factory in place, you've got engines, gearboxes, and you have to make compromises. We didn't have to make any compromises. We created the product that our customers wanted to have. Now, that sounds simple, but making no compromises, let's be honest, that's difficult in real life, isn't it? Especially in the automotive industry, there's always a legacy, there are specifications. So how did you do that, making no compromises? Well, we're talking about the commercial vehicles segment here, of course, and you have to listen very closely to what your customers have to say, what they need, what they want. how the product should be designed, and we listened to what our customers have to say. We did an in-depth analysis of their needs and requirements. We listened very closely to what they told us, and we translated that into a product. So it was sort of a democratic approach, or would that be going too far? Well, democratic approach is probably not the right term here. What we did was we involved our customers at a very early point in time. We took them on board in the development process, and I don't know how many interviews we did. In fact, we reversed the product creation process. Normally, we develop a product and then we take this to our customers and say, look what we've got. Here, we adopted a completely different approach. Even before we made the first prototype, we talked to our customers and we listened very closely to what they have to say. And that's what makes this craft project so special. Now, I would think that's very difficult to collect all those opinions and to reconcile them. So what exactly did you do here? Well, we had driving events with fleet customers, we had lots and lots of interviews, we did analyses, and the insights, the lessons learned from the various markets, from the various customers, from the various customer groups, from market researchers, all of that was translated into a product. And never before in my life have we had so much clear information about this product we need to create. So what was the essence? What are the main requirements of your customers? Well, we're talking about a commercial product here, and that's very different from a passenger car, for instance. At the end of the day, it's all about TCO, total cost of ownership. It's about reliability, about robust solution. It's about finding the right answer to our customers' business. Let me give you an example. You know, when you create a new vehicle, details are very important. Take a logistics company. The driver might have to operate the door up to 200 times per day. And if the door opens and closes precisely, if you can speed up the process and cut it down by, say, 3 seconds, that is an important parameter for our customers. Now, you might say, Mr. Scholz, 3 seconds, that's nothing. But let me explain this. 200 times a day times 3 seconds, that's 600 seconds. That's 10 minutes per day. Now, let's assume there are 220 working days in the year. You multiply that, that gives 36 hours per year. And now imagine you have a fleet of 100 cars, and I'm going to stop doing the math here. You can do your own math. This is what we're talking about here, and these are important parameters for our customers. Well, I'm also happy when I get my Zalando package earlier and when I have a good-humored driver. So you created the perfect basis, and that was just one example. You looked at details, individual seconds, and that's also true for the interior of the new Crafter, isn't it? The challenge here is that everyone has their own fixtures and fittings. There are different manufacturers, body converters. What did you do here? Well, we know that our customers have to use their vehicles in a very flexible way. It's more than just a transporter or a van. In many cases, it's the solution for a workshop. And in fact, they're transporting their own workshop in our vehicle. And they tend to have their own solutions. They're personalized workshops, and we spend a lot of time to make sure that they have the right product. Very exciting. Thank you, Dr. Scholz. Thank you for being here. Right, well, as you can see, in the development of the all-new Crafter, nothing was left to chance, and of course, the engineers also had to think about the production location. They opted for Rzeźnia in the west of Poland. It's a greenfield site, and they said, let's do something here in no time at all. So it's a big construction site on a very tight schedule, and you can imagine that they had to move a lot of things in a very short period of time. Here's what I'm talking about.
Ja, die Herren im Film, die freuen sich
Now, the
völlig zu
gentlemen in
Recht
that
über ihren
video, they
Erfolg
seem
und
to be
einer,
happy,
der
and rightly
maßgeblichen
so.
Anteil
And one
daran hat,
person
ganz
who was
einfach, weil er
instrumental
verantwortlich war für
in this
das
process,
Crafter
the person
Fertigungsprojekt
responsible for
und
the
dafür
Crafter
eben auch
production
das
project,
perfekte
the person who had to make sure that we have
Jens
best
Ochsen, den ich ganz
production
herzlich begrüßen
environments
möchte.
here. That's the CEO of Volkswagen, Jens Ochsen.
Hallo Herr Ochsen, auch Ihnen Glückwunsch. Sie
Congratulations.
haben in knapp 2 Jahren ein gigantisches
In just under 2
Werk
years,
gegründet.
you
Das Mann zum
created a new
Bauleiter
production
in Stuttgart
facility.
Berlin von. Sie haben
That's a
die letzte
dream
Nummer.
come true for many a construction site manager in Stuttgart and Berlin. How did you do that? Well, actually, there are 3 important criteria to this success. Number 1, I had the opportunity to create my dream team with people from Wolfsburg, Hanover, and our site in Poznan. I didn't have to give these people a vision. They all had their own vision, and they all knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Number 2, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my colleagues here. We got excellent support from the brand and from the group. They trusted us in doing the right thing. We were able to act swiftly, to do our thing. We enjoyed a lot of room for maneuver, and that was great. And number 3, and really have to be honest about this, we had a great winter between 2014 and 2015. We didn't have to stop the construction process because of frost. So, no excuses, but, well, you didn't need any excuses, did you? Why Poland, of all places? And I think some people are also watching here, right? Yes, we have people watching from Poznan and Poland. They're following this event. Now, of course, it takes a long time to find the right place for a new production facility. That process started 3, even 4 years ago. So first of all, you try to identify the main market, and at the moment, and this market is going to grow, but our main market at the moment is Europe. So we knew that the new facility would have to be located in Europe. And because of the good experience we've had in Poznan, we opted for Poland. But we didn't know where to go. We hadn't opted for Brezhnev yet. So we looked at 10 different possible locations in Poland to identify the right one. And ultimately, we ended up 38 kilometers away from Poznan. And that made it possible for me to use our colleagues in Poznan, where we built the caddy, and many of them helped us set up this new facility in Brezhnev. Well, we saw parts of the production process. Can you tell us about this Industry 4.0? Any technical highlights? Well, actually, I would have to ask my colleague Baumert here. He's in the audience because he was responsible for the planning in Hanover. Thanks to him, we can use state-of-the-art laser technology in the body shop. We have got the biggest paint shop in Europe, which is still in the process of going live. We got a prize from the German Society for Sustainable Construction Facilities. So it's an environmentally friendly factory. So thank you for that. Thanks to you. I think in terms of Industry 4.0, that is to say the digitization of industry, we've got something to be proud of. So a lot of smart minds were involved, plus your team on the ground. There's a 3,000-strong team who's going to run that production facility. Where did they come from? Where did you recruit these people? And how did you make them fit for the day X? Well, since Brezhnev is close to Poznan, approximately 50% of the management personnel from Poznan was transferred to Brezhnev. And that was a solid basis and a lot of know-how. Then there are more than 100 expats from Hanover. They also help us to set up this production facility, and I've got 1,000 people from the Poznan factory. They were transferred to Brezhnev. They have to be replaced, obviously. But we need an additional 2,000 people from the environment, from around Brezhnev. But of course, they need to be trained. It's going to be a long training process, which can be up to 36 months long before we can really ask them to do their job. Something very special for the site. Brezhnev is a small place. Yes, small place. And this factory means a lot to this small city. Volkswagen creates around 3,000 jobs, plus there are jobs created by our suppliers. So a lot of things will be happening in the city, and it remains interesting to see what this city will look like in 10 years from now. We know how Poznan developed, and I think Brezhnev is going to see a similar development. In 2015, you delivered around 50,000 crafters. What's your target for 2017? You, as the man of superlatives? Well, hold your horses. Hold your horses. Let's take it one step at a time. We're still ramping up production. Next year, we'll have a few Crafter derivatives. We'll achieve 50,000 approximately, but in 2018 we want to deliver 100,000. So when will the first Crafter roll off the line? Well, the team has shown that we can rely on them. On Monday morning, I got a phone call, and I was asked to come to the end of the factory because the guys wanted to take a picture with me. And the first car was there. It said 001. And we said, mission accomplished in calendar week 36. And I was really pleased about that. You can rely on us, and you can also rely on this vehicle. Jens Oxen, every success to you, and thank you. So we've heard about the creation of the all-new Crafter, about its history. We now know where it's going to be produced, what the production target is. Let's now take a look under the skin. What new features does the Crafter have on board? And there's one gentleman who used to be the head of development at Scania, but now he's responsible for technical development at commercial vehicles for Volkswagen. So he's got the perfect expertise for the Crafter as a rolling workplace. Dr. Harald Ludanek, welcome. Welcome, Dr. Ludanek. Well, thank you. What have you got there? Well, I brought a little something for you. You saw that when you came in. This is a grid box based on the Euro pallet, the standard pallet used in logistics. There are a few utensils in there, and in the course of my presentation I'd like to talk about some of them. But let me ask you what you think. How many of such Euro pallets can we fit into the Crafter we're going to see in a minute? The 599 and 259 L3 Crafter. Without any tools, just an empty Crafter? Well, let me tell you, 4 or up to 6 rolling containers, which are very often used in food deliveries or by hotels or laundry services. And you can stack them up to 1.96 meters, just under 2 meters. All of that fits into a Crafter, and there's one derivative that Mr. Oxen talked about, the L5 as we call it, 7.39 meters long and a height of 2.79 meters. There you can fit 9 rolling containers and 6 Euro pallets with a height of 2.20. No problem there, and so the Crafter is the right vehicle for this time, because we know 65% of all transports today in this delivery segment are volume-driven. Only 35% actually achieve the limit of the gross vehicle weight rating. And as Dr. Scholz said, we listened very closely to what our customers have to say. We visited our customers, we talked to them, and many of them use these kinds of utensils, a grid box, A4, binders, flashlights, tools, you name it. Things that must have a storage space in the interior somewhere. So what we need is intelligent storage space. And I can assure you, and I mean, you can try later on, you can try to put these utensils, these things into a crafter, and I can tell you that there's going to be a space for everything. The Crafter is a new vehicle family. There is no such thing as the Crafter per se, because customers, or different customers, have different requirements. And that is why the Crafter family, includes several derivatives, 3 different lengths between 599, 684 and 739 meters, and 3 different heights, 2.36, 2.59 and 2.79, and the 2 different wheelbases of 3.64 and 4.49. So it's really a space wonder and the right solution for any application. Talking about closed bodies, if you did your math, we can offer 6 basic variants. The smallest one with 9.9 cubic meters, up to the largest one with 18.3 cubic meters of cargo volume. I think we've got the right thing for everyone. 18.3 cubic meters, and I can tell you from my own experience that that's enough for a family to move their house. We're living at an age of internet sales, of e-commerce, and here the Crafter is just the right vehicle at the right point in time. In Germany, by the way, since 2010, in the field of internet trade and e-commerce, sales have risen to 44 billion euros. It has doubled in that period. And these parcels, packages, shipments have to be delivered to the end customers. And this is where the Crafter comes in. It's just the right vehicle because we all want fast and efficient deliveries. And it was said before, many goods are picked up again 1 or 2 days later, and of course that has an impact on the delivery chain, from a shipment center to the cities to private households in a fast and environmental delivery chain. But we're not talking about transportation volume here, we're also talking about weight. The Crafter is available for 3.5 tons up to 5.5 tons of gross vehicle weight rating. So customers are not going to visit shops to pick up their goods. We now have an opportunity to deliver goods to our customers, to their private homes. But now let me say a few words about the driver's workplace. When we planned the driver's workplace, we watched the drivers very closely and we listened to their needs and requirements. There's lots of storage space. You can see more than 20 utensils here, and there is a storage space for each and every one of them. I'm talking about the things here in this grid box. And we're particularly proud of the 13-liter storage compartment in the glove box, enough space for an A4 folder. Almost no other competitor has a similar solution. We have also a storage space in the dashboard end to end. It's also easily accessible from the outside. So it allows you to quickly, grab something from the outside. If there's anything you need, We term that the meter box because there is just the right space for a meter. We've got stowage spaces for documents, for folders. There are sockets for connecting consumer electronics, a USB interface and an audio interface. Above the instrument cluster to connect your smartphones and tablets easily to the satellite navigation system. In the door panels, there are also storage compartments for water bottles, for warning vests, and of course for tools. The all-new Crafter is a very functional and ergonomic vehicle, and many drivers will be very pleased with it, I'm sure. Incidentally, we also talked to people from the transport trade union, and they also passed a verdict, and it was positive. The Crafter has 7 different seating layouts. I'd like to mention especially the Comfort Plus and the Ergo Active swing seat, which even has the quality mark of the AGR campaign in Germany. There are other clever compartments and features like an adjustable reversing sound. You don't want to get on the nerves of your neighbors, etc. Lots and lots of different features. So the workplace has been designed in such a way that the driver does not get tired when doing his or her job. So it's about stress reduction and also about safe handling and driving. One key element here is the electromechanical steering, available for the first time in this class. This is an absolutely new feature in this segment because many assistance systems can only be used thanks to this electromechanical steering. This steering system includes sensors, of the multifunction camera, ultrasound sensors, the radar, trailer assist, and also the reversing camera. And this is the basis for offering driver assistance systems. Let's now take a closer look at those assistance systems. We can break them down into safety functions, then handling functions and comfort functions. I'd like to give you some examples. For instance, the city emergency braking function. It helps you to avoid rear-end collisions, especially in city driving. Next, park assist makes it easy to park in lengthwise and bay-type parking places, and it also warns the driver of any traffic that comes sideways from behind. Trailer assist makes maneuvering a trailer very easy. Side protection, especially important for the large dimensions of the CD segment. That function will help you to avoid any bumps on the side, things that happen occasionally, especially in city driving. That means you save cost and time for repair works, and I'm sure that this is going to pay off for fleet operators. Many courier services use young, inexperienced drivers today. The ACC system, the lane assist system, and the side wind assist system help them to detect hazardous driving conditions. And all of these functions should be worth a while for the driver and the fleet operator. And later, when we have the press drive, the press launch, you'll be able to get some hands-on experience of these features. Moving on to the engine lineup, there's a 75 kilowatt engine with 300 Newton meters, 103 kilowatt unit delivering 340 Newton meters, and a 2-liter biturbo delivering 130 kilowatts and 410 Newton meters. And combined with the manual gearbox or automatic gearbox or an all-wheel drive system, you've got 13 different engine gearbox options. So there's the right solution available for everyone. The TDI family is EA288, and the 2-liter unit has reduced CO2 emissions. In fact, they're down 25 grams per kilometer on the predecessor. That is 1 liter of fuel per 100 kilometers. And this also pays off for the fleet operator. Compared to our competitors, as of today, we're about 15% better. And I can promise you, we're not going to stop there. We're going to achieve further improvements over the next few years. For the gross vehicle weight rating between 3.5 and 5.5 tons, we've got different axle systems. You've got 1.4 or 3.2 tons of payload. So it's 5.5, 3.5, 1.4 to 3.2, and 100. Those are the figures you have to remember. 100, that's 100 millimeters, by which the load floor has been lowered thanks to special axle design for the front transverse engines. And that allows us to use the special type of axle. So the load floor has been lowered by 100 millimeters, and in delivery services with more than, say, 100 parcels or deliveries per day, that translates into around 6 floors that the driver does not have to climb in a workday. Now, in the interest of time, I think I'm going to stop here. I'm sure you'll want to take a close look at the Crafter, so I will leave it at that. I'll see you again in 2 weeks from now at the Frankfurt Motor Show, but rest assured that the all-new Crafter is a good and viable basis for applications in emergency services, for tradesmen, body converters, and even as a leisure vehicle. So we've got more in the pipeline. Take a close look at the all-new Crafter. Come and see this ergonomic workplace. Come and see and feel the Crafter's dimensions. Tell us your opinions, and you will see and hear more at the Frankfurt Motor Show on the 21st of September this year at our stand in Hall 12. So, without further ado, let's see what our hardworking people in Brescia, Wolfsburg and Hanover have created. The all-new Crafter. Voila, the all-new Crafter for you. In all its versatility, with all its different faces, the many flexible applications, certainly attributes that put it center stage and that make it very special at Volkswagen commercial vehicles. It'll be interesting to see whether Dr. Scholz is going to share this opinion. Dr. Scholz, can I ask you to come back on stage, please? Well, it seems you're well positioned going forward, aren't you? Yes. Looking back over the past 18 months, it's not that long ago that we presented the new Caddy last year, the new T, and we are very grateful that these vehicles are very popular on the market. We're feeling this tailwind, and we appreciate it. A couple of weeks ago, we launched our Amarok with its beautiful six-cylinder engine, a beautiful car. And now the Crafter, we're all looking forward to it. We know that we've got a lot of homework to do, but we're going to take it from here. We've seen the first start of production, but there's still a lot of work ahead. And in Hanover, Poznan and Wolfsburg, we're going to do our job, but we're going to step on the gas. This is also true for the big final. Down-to-earth power, versatility, coupled with dynamics by our artists. Here they are, our drummers and the all-new Crafter.
Ja, Dr. Scholz, es gibt viel zu
Right,
sehen und
Dr.
viel zu
Scholz,
erleben.
there's lots of
Und
things to
ich
see,
würde
to
gerne nochmal Herrn
experience.
Ochs und Dr. Ludanek dazu
Can we
bitten
ask
und Sie drei
Mr. Ochsen
Herren
and
dann
Dr.
einfach
Ludanek
schon
to come
mal
back on stage?
dort rüberschicken zum
And gentlemen,
Crafter,
can I
denn da
send you back
stehen Sie jetzt
there to
nochmal
this Crafter?
bereit für die
Because you're going to be
Pressevertreter
available
für
for
Fotos.
the
Das heißt,
press
formieren Sie sich
representatives
dort,
for
machen Sie schon mal Ihr
pictures.
Team-Meeting.
Genau, ich hätte auch die
Und
Bitte, dass meine Kollegen einmal
Can I
zu
ask
mir
my
kommen.
colleagues to join us here on
Das
stage, please?
gesamte Team.
So the whole team.
Ja, und das heißt für Sie, liebe Gäste,
Okay, well,
wir verabschieden uns hier von
ladies and
unserem
gentlemen,
aktiven Part.
it's
Jetzt
time
dürfen Sie sich
to
auf Entdeckungsreise machen,
almost
den
say
neuen
goodbye,
Crafter
to
erleben,
finish the active
Ihre
part
Fragen
at
stellen,
least.
Ihre Bilder
Now
machen,
it's time for
Ihre
pictures,
Interviews
for your
führen. Wir geben
questions,
das
for your
Feld hier frei.
interviews.
Das Ganze wird ganz
Fire
organisch
away.
laufen. Lunch gibt es noch zwischendrin.
Lunch
ja,
will
und
also be
erleben Sie
served
ihn,
at the
diese
same
neue
time.
Dimension, den
So
neuen Crafter.
do
Wunderbar,
take a
dass Sie dabei
closer look
sind.
at the
Herzlichen
all-new
Dank.
Crafter. It's great to have you here. Thank you.